Hello, hello, hello. I'm sorry for the delay. I was still in the shower, and as most people know, I'm a long shower taker. Let me get the setup going. All this junk over here. Like this. Alright, let's see how this sound is. YouTube. YouTube. Okay. How is this sounding? I'm not hearing anything. Oh, I'm probably not connected. Lol. Okay. I think the sound is good. Maybe a bit too loud. I'll do it a bit less. I don't know. Is it good or? Just looking at myself. Yeah. Ah, there's no difference between the two. Okay. Anyways, let's get this going. So today I'm doing differently. Probably gonna stop with the shotcast for a moment because, yeah, I don't know. I don't have that much content in me. I'm not the wisest person or the one that knows the much. So I'm just gonna be like vlogging myself a bit. Just trying to be productive every Monday evening. And people can join me, can ask questions, can anything. Like, there is no script. I don't have to edit anything. I'm just gonna go one shot, one go, and if you're here and if you are part of it, you can enjoy it. But if you don't, it's also good, you know. There are also gonna be normal podcasts, but I'm gonna plan them more in advance so that it's more structured and I can invite people beforehand to this podcast with an agenda invite. So I think the main thing lacking in my podcast or on my channel right now is structure. So I want to get more structure in, and also that I'm investing way too much time for what I'm getting back for myself, I think. So I'm just gonna focus on what I like, what I want to do, and it doesn't really matter if it goes anywhere. So for today, what I'm gonna do is actually just do like a little vlogging, like, hey, what's up? No, just kidding. I'm just gonna be like, oh, I actually paid that one. This one is okay. So what I'm gonna do is actually change the board. So instead of having this board written down, I want an Excel sheet where I can keep track of it, how my weeks went by and how I experienced those weeks. So first, every Monday I want to lay out what I want to do for the week and what goals I want to achieve that week. And then the next Monday I'll look back at the previous Monday and reflect on it, like, did I achieve everything? Why did I not achieve the things I want to achieve, and what things I want to achieve for the next week. So basically Monday is gonna be a check-in moment for me, like being at the therapist, whatever you might call it, just checking in on myself, like, hey, am I still doing everything that I want to do? Am I still going to the places I want to go? So maybe to get it started, let's pull up the Excel file. So I find that it's pretty difficult to get people. Oh, what am I doing? It's pretty difficult for people to join in, or especially like be available when. Why is it this big? For people to be available on the podcast moments that I'm doing, because usually I do them pretty last minute. I announce them last minute, so I want to get more structure in this. So I'm just gonna fill it in myself. So for today, we're the 22nd. This is gonna be vlog road to productive stoner episode 004. And I want to do this every week, so this one is 29 and this one is 5 then. And then one of these days I want to do a podcast with Zoe. I still have to plan that, but ideally in the future I'm gonna plan them ahead. So I'm gonna be looking for 2 people. That one can be in the week, in this week. I don't know which week it is, and this week. So people can say, hey, I want to do a podcast with you, but I'm also gonna be like trying to get people on board, because I think it's easier for me to just ask people than expect them to join from themselves. So I guess I'm just gonna have to change it a bit and focus more on what I want to do. So I want this podcast to get going. I want to talk with interesting people. So in order to do that, I have to ignore the bullshit, editing and whatever, and just focus myself on what I want to do. We also have a Slack Sunday coming on. It's the first I'm gonna try. It's probably not a lot of people that want to be part of it, but I'm just gonna watch movies that I like, YouTube videos for myself then. But let's define some goals I want to set for myself today, and then we can get on with this. I'm getting a bit autistic here, but it's okay. I just want to remove those. Alright, so this one is updated. I think we still have to find a date, but it's okay. And these ones are all confirmed. So maybe I have to do this differently. How do I do this? Is it like this? Okay. Like this. Boom. Alright. So for today, we're just gonna wing it and do whatever I feel like doing. I'm kind of done with trying stuff that I don't really enjoy myself, like making YouTube videos and trying to make shorts. And that's pretty much it. So let's get a new one. I don't know which week we actually are. Maybe I have to find it. Week numbers. Is it? So we are week 21. Okay, so Let's start with week 21. And then first we have goals for the week. Goals for the week. So let's say I want to not smoke from Monday till Thursday. And this one is gonna be like that. Okay. Next one, goals for the week. I want to sport 5 hours. I have read or write a book. Read or write a book. 2 hours. And then mind clear reflection. I guess I can. Okay, what else I want to get done for this week? So I want to get structure in podcasting, and then I also want preparation for the enablers. The enablers is the group that I announced on Instagram a few weeks back about people coming together, trying some ideas, trying to get something going, and yeah, just actually help each other achieve our goals and common goals. So we're gonna call this progress file Productive Stoner 2023. Alright. So preparation, what else do I want in this week? These are basic goals. I want to make an appointment, I don't know, with dentist. I'm also adding easy ones here, so don't shoot me. It's just, yeah, it's just I want to. I'll do this together. Plus, fix parking ticket. Yeah, I have to send to the city of Antwerp that my parking license was changed from car, and I got a ticket while it was being changed. So it doesn't really matter. Just have to fix it a bit. I think those are 2 good ones. What else do I want to do? Oh, sorry. I do not lose all turbo money. I'm back at turboing, so I guess that would be a good goal, to not lose all my money in 1 week. Then what else do I want to do? Dentist. To not lose all turbo money. What else do I have to do this week? I had one, but I lost it. Yeah. Promotion for channel. That one is also one that needs and send emails to other creators. I'm just gonna go a bit wild here. It's a lot of goals. I don't know if I'm gonna reach them all, but I'm just gonna write them down and I can take them on the next week if I didn't complete them or it was not according to my satisfaction. So I kind of want to write down some steps in between for each goal so that I can do this more easily, or like I have a better picture of you guys, have a better picture of what I want to do and how I want to achieve it. So how I'm gonna do that? I can do it beneath and then, yeah, okay, I'll just do it like that. Can I get a... don't think it's possible. Anyways, let's just do it like this. So for this one, no smoke from Monday till Thursday, I would have how I'm gonna achieve this. I've been doing it, but last week was pretty bad, so it's kind of difficult. Let me think about this one. How I'm gonna structure in podcasting. Okay, this one I can do already. So first I went to create posts about different formats. Second, get calendar dates updated and sent out. Three, send invitations to new candidates. Candidates for podcast in June, so I will have to do this twice. I think so these are Instagram posts about different formats. And then fourth, what else I want to do? Yeah, agenda, public agenda that I can share with people. Okay. What else do we have? Create Instagram post about different calendar, update and send out. Send invitations to new candidates. So I guess this one to prepare questions for episode 006. Alright, I think like this is gonna be good. So for this one, I want to prepare questionnaire for start a business. Then determine next steps with Matt, Jill, and Tim. These are the guys that are in the group. Third is fill in questionnaire for a specific idea. This is maybe also for next week because there is a lot of time. So I'm just gonna keep it at these 3. This one, yeah, what do I have to write it down? Okay, this one is pretty important. Stick to the plan. So the plan is just something I wrote down. I tried to scout in the weekends which stocks are interesting. So I write them down on my big board, big note block. And I just try to buy when I initially scouted them. Not doing too fancy stuff. Just trying to do some Bollinger trading. Basically, you're watching the volume and the price, and if both of them are out of order, then you can say, okay, this is a very unlikely situation that both of them are this high or this low. So it must return to the normal setting in some time, and that's what I'm trying to get the money on. Just these random situations that are out of line or way too aggressive, and then you're like, okay, this is unjustified. It should go back to normal a bit at least, and that's the plan for me. So stick to the plan. I think it's only one step I have to follow here. It's pretty difficult, I know. Okay, promotion channel. So 3 things I want to do. 1, update Instagram. Do I write them all together? Instagram, WhatsApp, and Discord. So these are the 3 main channels I want to focus on, because I think those are the ones I can use most efficiently. The other stuff, TikTok and whatever, I might use them in the future. I try to get some short videos for it, but it's just not that awesome to do. It's pretty time intensive, and I don't like listening to myself too much. I don't know. It might sound weird because I'm doing a podcast, but I don't know. I rather listen to other people than myself. But anyway, so update these things. Then I have also a YouTube channel, but I want to do this differently. I'm gonna put this together. This is like a common goal. Like this. Second is scour, search on YouTube and Reddit. Ooh, maybe I want to try Discord and Twitter. I don't know. I think I might enjoy Twitter. It's just text. Don't have to do too much. But yeah. So YouTube, Reddit, and Twitter for similar content creators. And then 3 is get involved with their community. And then 4, send DM for collaborating. Is there anything else I have to? Yeah, this is not something I can do in a week, obviously. I cannot be like, hey, I just joined your community, you want to do a collaboration. But this one is probably something that might drag along the weeks, but I think it's good for me to just get it on there, that I want to start or do this. So write or read a book. I think find a book that the enablers want to read. So with the enablers we have the common goal of reading more. I think we all want to read more, and we're just a bit lazy on that front, I guess, to not be able to read on our own. We need some kind of external motivation or external factor, and I think if we all read a similar book, it's pretty awesome that we can talk about this and we can share thoughts with each other. So find a book that we all want to read, and then for writing, I would say just a master plan, I guess, but eventually I want to write a book about duality of life. So it's not too specific goals. Maybe I'll add to them on next week's or something, but I just want to get going with this. I don't also have to be too long stuck on my progress file. Sport, 5 hours. I'm actually doing pretty okay in that one. I think I'm always closer doing the 5 hours, so I would say the best part for this is how do you say this in English? Prolong satisfaction until everything is done for today. So what I mean by this is like if you're a smoker, or if you like to eat, or you like to sit in the couch and just watch TV, I think we should only do those things after we did things we wanted to do productively in that day. Like we all say, like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna chill a bit, take a little bit of rest, and then I'm gonna do these things. And then all of a sudden it's 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, and we're all like, oh shit, I forgot to do them. So I don't know if satisfaction is a correct term for this, but yeah, if anybody's listening and you know a better word, let me know. No smoke from Monday till Thursday. So this one, it gets difficult. On tough days. So what do I want to do if there is a tough day? How do I restrain myself from giving in to myself? I have to think a bit more about this one. I believe like if there's a good day and I have a lot of things to do, it generally is not a problem for me to actually not smoke, like do the things I want to do, just go to my bed on time, don't get tempted. But when there is like a bad day or like a small trigger, sometimes it can go really fast, like, oh, I'm having a very good day, and then all of a sudden something bad happens, and it's like instantly like I'm rolling a joint. Like one moment I was totally 100% sure I was not gonna do it, and the next moment I'm rolling one. So sometimes it's pretty difficult to contain yourself, to restrain yourself, but yeah, it's something I have to think about. How do I tackle this problem? How do I keep myself from smoking on a bad day? I'll just do bad days. Alright, so I think that is all the goals for the week. Appointment with dentist and fixed parking ticket, yeah. Pretty obvious. Alright, so next tab is reflection. So what I want to do is actually give a scoring or a grade to my week. So like for example, this was a good week, here it's a A, and this was a bad week, this one is a an E, I'm sorry. And then if it's really a bad week, we get an F. And maybe I'll use some color with it, but it's just a way of me that I will be able to scroll through it and like, hey, I had some pretty good weeks here and then some bad weeks later on. Something just to keep track for myself. Next, what else do I want? I guess you also want to add some comments. Why the reflection is good or bad. So I'll probably clean this up a bit later. So here is where week 22 starts. And then I'll just have to how do I do this again? Like this. Okay, so now I can get this on. Okay, I think that's good for today. So for this moment, I would say I'm not done. But let's start with something I can do. So first, I want to prepare these questions and prepare these questions. So maybe this one is more suited here, like this. So I think for this episode I just want these two questionnaires to be prepared. I think the other things I can just do on my own when I have a bit of time. I don't have to do it right now. Those are not too important. But I think for tomorrow when we're meeting again with the enablers, I want to have this questionnaire prepared. So let's actually get it. I already asked ChatGPT previously what questions I would have to ask myself, but maybe I have to restructure them a bit. So let's get them into our workspace. So let's get a new one. can share it with. Oop. I have to name it. Questionnaire startup. And then we can share it with the D enablers. Okay. So let's get the questions here. So if you have an idea, if you want to get to a startup, I think there are always a lot of things you have to be able to answer and to be able that you have thought about it. So in order for this idea or these ideas that we have written down already to work, I want every one of us or each one of the group to take one idea and try to fill in this questionnaire. So I'm just gonna go over the questions and just see if I can add something or some explanation. So first question, what problem or needs does your idea address? I think it's obvious. This one is a very good one. You have to think about what kind of product or what kind of gap in the market or gap in people's life that you are filling. What can you bring to the table that people are like, hey, I want this and I want to pay big money for it. That's the idea. Second question, who is your target audience or customer base? So getting to know, or do I have to go through this whole questionnaire? It doesn't matter, I can just do my own thing. But who is your target audience or customer base? So usually this would be people of our age, because we know them the best, we know what they want and we know what we want. So it's pretty logical to start with the first ideas for an audience that you are or that you would want to buy yourself. Like, there is something I would like to buy, and there are ideas that don't make use of this, that you make for somebody else, or for an older or younger generation, but it's easier if you're the target audience, I think. So for the first startups, I would always suggest something that you would buy yourself or that you would be able to incorporate in your life, in your way of living as a young, or like, I don't know who's watching, but for your own, that you would be able to use it. Anyway, third question. Have you conducted market research to validate the demand for your product or service? I have actually no idea how you would do this. So, nice thing about ChatGPT is you can just go on about any conversation you had. If you say, hey, I want to ask some question about the topic we discussed 5 months ago, you can. It's all possible. So how would I and then I just paste it. How would I conduct market research to validate the demand of my product or service? Maybe let's make this a bit bigger. Conducting market research is crucial to validate the demand for your product or service. Here are some steps. Identify your target market. Determine the specific group of people or businesses. So it's pretty elaborate. Well, this is the same as the previous question, but I'm just gonna not like this. Like this, yes. Just gonna write them here. Ooh. Don't know about this one. Like this, okay. Okay, so first it's the same as the second question, but identify your target market. Determine the specific group of people or businesses that are most likely to be interested in your product or service. Define their demographics, so how old, their well-being, their what they do in life. These are all preferences, behaviors, and needs. It's pretty difficult, I think. So that's why I say start with your own. Try to think of an idea of a product that you would buy yourself, and then try to market or get that thing going. By the way, I've never done any startup, so this is just bad information or bad advice. That's what the word I was going for. Alright, second. Define your research objectives. Clearly outline what you want to achieve through your market's research. This could be understanding customer preferences, assessing market size, and evaluating competition. Okay. Research objectives. I don't know, it's like, how do I conduct this? And this is like what you want to achieve from it. It's not the same, right? Anyway. Choose your research methods. There are several methods you can use to gather market research data. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. Some common methods include surveys, interviews, focus groups, observations, and online research. These are actually pretty good ones. What's the difference between survey and what was the other one? Interview. No, survey is like a questionnaire, just okay. Oh no, whoa. Oh yeah. What are focus groups? What are focus groups? Focus groups are qualitative research methods used to gather insights and opinions from a group of individuals who share certain characteristics or experiences. In a focus group, a trained moderator facilitates a discussion among a small group of participants to explore specific topics or issues related to a product, service, or market. Ooh. It's actually good information, but I'm just gonna put it on the top. Focus groups. Okay, and then just like this. Alright, so there's our focus groups. Consider which methods are most appropriate for your target audience and budget. Okay. Fourth one. Oh, it's still in the, okay. Design your research instruments. Develop the tools and materials needed to collect data. This might include questionnaires, interview guides, or discussion prompts for focus groups. Ensure that your research instruments are designed to elicit the information you need. Okay, this is not so new. Conduct primary research. Primary research involves collecting data directly from your target market. This can be done through surveys, interviews, or focus groups. If possible, try to gather both qualitative and quantitative data to gain a deeper understanding of your market. Okay, so what's the difference with secondary research then? Okay, it comes on later, okay. Analyze the data. Once you've collected the data, analyze it to draw meaningful insights. Look for patterns, trends, and correlations. Identify key findings that will help you assess the demand for your product or service. Okay. It's logical, but it's not something I would take that serious in the beginning. So maybe for startups it's really I think the most difficult part is trying to find your niche, trying to find the area or the gap that you can fill. It's not something easily identifiable, easy to identify, because a lot of people are trying stuff out, and yeah, you always have the feeling like, oh, somebody else would have thought about it before, but who knows, there are so many things you can think of, and only so many people that are actually doing stuff. So I think the odds are pretty good when you just try an idea, even if it's already thought out by somebody else. They might not have had the courage or the money or whatever, the resources to actually get this idea going or get this startup going. So just do the things you like to do. If you think you have a good idea, just try it out, you can use these questions. If you don't want to spend any money on it, just try to get these questions asked, or ask these questions to yourself. All right, 7th point for market research. Assess the competitive landscape. Research and analyze your competitors to understand their offerings, pricing, target audience, and market position. This will help you gauge. How do you say this? Gauge. Okay. This will help you gauge the demand for similar products or services in the market. I think this one is also a very good one. A lot of things you can already see when, oh, how is a competitor doing this? And how could I improve that idea? I think sometimes it's just comfort of life or some small change that can make your product or service a lot better than theirs. Just about finding those. Alright, 8th point. Consider secondary research. Okay, here we go. Secondary research involves gathering data from existing sources, such as industry reports, market studies, government publications, and online databases. So basically studies that have been done before, but not by you. Like the primary are the ones you conduct yourself, you get the raw data and you process this data, and secondary research is already processed data that everybody have access to. So it's not that hot takes or hot findings that you get there, but this information can provide valuable insights into market trends, customer behavior, and competitor analysis. Yeah, I guess that's also a very logical one. 9. Validate findings. Cross-reference your primary and secondary research findings to ensure their accuracy and reliability. look for consistency and consensus among different sources of information. So basically, you have this whole pool or whatever you did, how many people you asked questions or interviewed. You have this amount of data that you can, it's probably not a lot of data in the first research you're gonna do. Let's be honest, you maybe ask your friends or your family, and I think in the best case scenario you get like 30 to 50 responses from people. Really best case. So you want to cross-reference, or you want to analyze this data then, and then you want to cross-reference this with the primary or the secondary research. So basically, for example, you send out a questionnaire to everybody you know, 30 people reply, and out of that questionnaire, 28 people said they could not be a stoner and actually work in real life. So you might say there is a trend for stoners to not be productive, and this is definitely a trend that is, it's definitely something that's real. And then you can compare this with the secondary research from actually studies in the lab or whatever that supports this idea by saying, hey, the weed stimulates these kind of areas, so you might feel not as excited, or you might feel a bit sleepy even when you do weed. So I think cross-referencing, it can be important, it can be useful, but I think this one is not the most hot one. There are definitely better things to do here. And the final one, draw conclusions and make informed decisions. Based on your market research findings, assess the demand for your product or service, determine if there is a viable market and if your offering meets the needs and preferences of your target audience. Use this information to make informed decisions about your business strategy, product development, pricing, and market approach. And they just say regular do this. Okay, so we finally got through how we conduct market research. I think it's pretty clear now for me. I had an idea, okay, I can ask people, but yeah, there are definitely a lot of things you have to think about when doing market research. It's not just one thing you ask people, like, hey, do you like chocolate? And then you ask this to 100 people. No, it's actually like something like 10 questions, I would say, at least, that you've sent to people that are interested in your product or service, or in the idea that you have. You can give them a small summary, like, hey, I'm trying to make this app, it does this thing, and it can do this thing for you easier. What would you need, or what would you like to see in this app? And you can make suggestions, or they can make suggestions. It's just interesting that that people have different opinions, and you want to find the correlation between all of them. Like, what do they like? What do they want to see in this app, or what do they not want to see in this app? And then you just try to figure that out. Okay, fourth question. What is your unique value proposition or competitive advantage? So this one is a bit we talked before. By comparing your competitors and looking at how they are doing things, you can identify what new thing you can bring to the table. So, how can I say this? For example, let's take YouTube. It's a very accessible site. It's very good algorithm also. It shows you a lot of things you are interested in, and this might have for example, Facebook might have tried it or whatever, I don't care. Other players might have tried this, but the fact that they have such a accurate they show you so accurate videos of what you want to see or what they think you want to see, that you do not even leave the site. You're like, stuck in a loop, you're getting in a rabbit hole. This is all ideal. Like, you can identify, okay, this kind of recommendations are doing really well if we send them to these kind of peoples. And they identified what made them very good, and it was their algorithm. Their algorithm is really their unique value proposition. They can say, okay, Facebook can also have similar videos or whatever. I don't know which sites also provide videos, but they can also have similar videos or even exact the same videos. But the fact that they do not keep you entertained or keep you maintained on the site is a big loss for them, because the longer you are on the site, the more ads you watch, the more money they get. So it's all about keeping you as long as possible on the site and being as engaged as possible. So that's their competitive advantage. Nobody does it better than them or can do it better than them at this point, because you would have to invest a lot of resources and time to be able to beat YouTube, I think. So they're miles ahead of any close competitor. Fifth question: how do you plan to monetize your idea? Basically, how do you see the money coming in? Are you gonna sell a product? Are you gonna sell ads? Are you gonna charity? Are you gonna give them a service? Whatever it is, you have to think about this. How is your business gonna be sustainable, basically? How is money coming in, and how are you gonna pay the expenses that you're making to maintain that business? Sixth question: have you defined your business model? If so, what is it? Okay, so what does a business model need to have? It's written pretty bad, but let's see what it finds out. So a business model is a framework that outlines how a company creates, delivers, and captures value. While business models can vary depending on the nature of business, there are key elements that a business model should typically include. Here are some essential components. Sheesh. So I think it's a bit everything together, all the questions together that we are reading or going through right now. They're all bound to be fit into this model. Like, this is an overall model that just encaptures every aspect of that business. So let's just add it here. And let's move on with the next question, because I can go through this, but it's just similar things. Value proposition, target customer segments, revenue, the cost, what are your key activities? So basically, what is your core business? What is the main idea? What is the main selling point? The key resources. What are you dependent on? If you are a bicycle provider, you're dependent on bicycle parts from manufacturers, something like that. Channels. So how can people know about you? How do people get to know you? Relationships. No, this one is new, I think. Define the types of relationships you aim to build with your customers. This could involve personalized support, self-service options, ongoing communication, or other methods. To establish and maintain customer loyalty. I think customer loyalty is a pretty difficult one. People are very picky. partnerships and key stakeholders. I think these are not yet important when you're a startup. It maybe is, I don't know. I have not been that far. Competitive advantage. Yeah, that's the same thing. Scalability and growth strategy. I think consider how your business model allows for scalability and growth over time. Explore opportunities for expansion, new markets, or potential diversification strategies. And then risk assessment and mitigation. So basically, yeah, it's just all these questions written in less questions, I guess. Anyway, 7th question. What resources or expertise do you currently have that can contribute to your startup success? I think this is pretty self-explanatory. What skills do you bring to the table that can improve the success of your startup? 8th question. Have you considered the scalability and growth potential of your idea? Yeah, it's basically what I said before, or down here. 9. What are the potential risks or challenges you might face, and how do you plan to mitigate them? It's word for word the exact. Not exact, but close. 10. Do you have a clear vision and mission statement for your startup? So I don't think we touched on this one before. The clear vision and mission are, I think, it's like how you look, how your company gives their first expression. This is usually the first thing people get to know when they approach your company, or if they join your company. The first thing they want to know is, where is this ship going? Where is this collaboration of people with money, time invested? Where is this going? Is it gonna be something good? Is it gonna fulfill me? People want to know this upfront. 11. What is your marketing and customer acquisition strategy? Ooh, this one is also very good. So basically, how are you gonna get new people on board? How are you gonna find people? How are you gonna make them want to use your product or use your service? What are you gonna do about it? How are you gonna promote yourself? 12. Have you thought about the legal and regulatory aspects that may impact your startup? So these are pretty difficult to know unless you're a lawyer yourself. So I would suggest using ChatGPT for this. So a lot of things that they say here, you can use ChatGPT for it. Know that that it's not perfect. There are a lot of, I would say every 2 or 3 answers there is a mistake in there. So always do your own work and just make sure that ChatGPT can complement to it, can make it better, or can give you some insights on what topics you might have forgotten, or that you can add. So yeah, don't overuse it. Like, don't go like, okay, ChatGPT said it's legal, so I may do it. It's definitely not a guarantee. 13. How do you plan to build a talented and capable team? Is that something a startup needs to think about? It's pretty difficult. How would I see a team? I guess people that I know, like, I can maybe convince them to join. Anyways, 14. What is your timeline or roadmap for developing and launching your startup? I think this is self-explanatory. People want to know how much time it will take and how much they need to invest for you. How will you fund your startup? Have you considered various financing options? I think this is less relevant for most of us in the beginning. Usually you want a startup that doesn't have too high of a cost initially, so that you can just do it with your own money, and then you don't have to worry about repaying back other people. 16. Are you aware of any competitors in the market and what different? Isn't this not the same as 4? Hello. My fat fingers. What's the difference between question 4 and 16? I think, yeah? 16. And the initial response. Okay, this question 4 focuses on understanding specific value or advantage that sets your product or service apart. Selling points, benefits, or features. Value proposition should highlight why customers should choose your product over alternatives and what makes it stand out in the market. Okay, and then question 16. Question is centered around conducting a competitive analysis. Okay. In summary, question 4 emphasizes your own value proposition and competitive advantage, while question 16 focuses on understanding and differentiating your offering from competitors. Okay, that's a legit difference. For me, it sounded the same, but I'm also not business educated, so it's all self-studying process. 17. Have you considered intellectual property protection for your idea or product? I've not considered it, but it's definitely something to consider. 18. How do you plan to measure and track key performance indicators to assess your startup's progress? Ooh, I like this one. KPIs, for those who don't know, is really the buzzword of the whole industry. Like saying to a customer, hey, I can improve your KPIs, it's like the wet dream for them, you know? They like to hear that, oh, we can have more money on the end of the ride. How do you do this for me? And they will always come to you like, how can you improve this KPI? This can also be environmental KPIs, by the way, like emissions or how much water you can take from the river or something. But basically, if you can improve upon these, you will almost always be asked to do it. These are the ones a company keeps track of, to say, hey, this company is doing good, or hey, we're doing a little bit bad this year. Anyway, 19. Have you developed a minimum viable product or prototype to test your idea? Ooh. Minimum viable product, MVP. Okay. I like that. 20. What is your plan for gathering feedback and iterating on your product or service based on user input? Ooh, so basically, how are you gonna use the feedback from people? Maybe they say, hey, I liked your product, but this sucks. How are you gonna be able to get that information, and how are you gonna implement it in your product or service that you provide? That information. Maybe by not doing it, I don't know. 21, last question. and then we're gonna go to Zoe's preparing Zoe's questions. How do you envision the long-term growth and sustainability of your startup? Was this not? What's it? Okay, this is a saying, right? What's the difference between question 8 and 29? Initial response. Question 8. This question prompts you to assess the scalability and growth potential of your business idea. It encourages you to think about whether your idea has the capacity to expand and meet increasing demand over time. Consider factors such as market size, target audience, scalability of operations, scalability of the product or service itself, and potential barriers or challenges to growth. Okay, question 21 then. This question focuses on your vision for the future growth and sustainability of your startup. It encourages you to think beyond the initial stages and consider the broader trajectory of your business. In responding to this question, you may discuss strategies for sustainable growth, potential expansion into new markets or product lines, plans for attracting and retaining customers, and how you intend to maintain a competitive edge in the long run. Prompts you to think holistically about the future prospects and strategies for your startup. What was holistically alweer? Holistically. In a way that is characterized by comprehension of the parts of something as intimately interconnected and explicable only by reference to the whole. That's too holistic. Characterized by comprehension of the parts of something as intimately interconnected and explicable only by reference to the whole. So it's basically like if you try to explain what a hand does, like why would you want to grab something, you can only explain it by saying, as a human we want to grab things and take them to us. I guess the function of hand alone is not that interesting, but the hand, what it does for me as a unit, it's more, I think, what they're going for, what holistic means. Okay. Where were we? In summary, question 8 directs your attention to the scalability and growth potential of your idea, while question 21 prompts you to envision and plan for the long-term growth and sustainability of your startup. Both questions encourage strategic thinking about the future trajectory of your business, but focus on different aspects. Okay. Okay, I think this one is done. Yeah?
How's it going?
Just doing a vlog kind of thing.
Nice. Can I join for a bit?
Sure, but I'm just, there is no topic or something.
But that's not the point, eh? I saw your study and wasn't the point today. Just doing some stuff.
Right. Well, we have the mats over here.
You can move the screen. What's up, boys or girls?
Probably only Zoe watching. What's up,
What's
Zoe?
up, Zoe? Shout out to Zoe.
Shout out to my loyal fan. No,
Certainly, toen weer eens heel thought-process van een start-up company. Okay.
it's for tomorrow. I'm
for
gonna
tomorrow.
go down to business, you know.
Go down to business. Okay. Did you explain, Zoe, or other people what we're doing tomorrow?
A bit. I told a bit about the enablers, what we're doing, and
Okay. Nice.
I was just saying, like, I got these questions, and I think it would be nice if we all took one of our ideas and try to answer these questions for that idea.
Ah, that's good.
Even though if we don't do something with the idea, I think it's a good exercise.
It's a good thought process,
Yeah.
to actually think about it from starting a business. What is the question again? To a startup company. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm interested in the ideas that you have discussed earlier.
Yeah. I don't think that I have them near.
But yeah,
We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. For the rest, how was Bruno?
It was good. He had just. It was his birthday today.
Oh shit.
Yes. Also.
I'm sorry, Bruno, if you ever listen to this.
It was his birthday today. Yeah, me and Nico didn't know, but. So
Everybody knew except for.
everybody, of course, Dudy and Mara know because it's because Dudy he has Mara, you know. If Dudy didn't have Mara, Dudy would also forget. We're just guys, you know. We just don't have like that agenda with us. Girls are much better in that, but alright. Enough ranting about girls' agendas. We just forgot. I need, but he made some snacks and I just drank 3 pinches and that's it. And I came back here.
He also did not say anything about it, like, hey, it's my birthday.
He didn't say, just said like, I have a drink with it.
Yeah.
And only good friends will know that it's my birthday, you know. That's how we get it.
Yeah,
But
I don't have good friends then, I think. I rarely know anybody's birthday.
Yes.
I know Zoe's, my mother, my sister, and my father.
Your father's too, yeah.
My father
Sometimes I forget my father too. My mother.
It's like a gamble, you know, like somewhere early March.
My mother, my cats I know.
Your cats.
Yeah. I just know, bro. Yeah, I know. He's born in Ukraine, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, he fought the war.
He was against the Russian army.
He was against the Russian army and he escaped here. And I gave him shelter, you know. It was like, okay, come back. You there. And I will call you Willy from now on.
Most Belgian name.
Willy the warrior.
Let's get it. The most Belgian name.
It's true. It's also the name of my granddad.
Okay.
For the people who don't know, he had the same name as my granddad, Willy.
Now Zoe knows.
So he knows. I actually have to give him food still today. So after my OBStudio, that will be ready in 10 minutes. I will have to give him some dry food again, and also some wet food. We switch it up a bit,
Is your
you know.
mom gone? Or?
Yeah, she's
okay.
to Greece with 3
nice.
friends. Yeah, for 3 weeks. She takes so much vacation. It's actually crazy how much vacation she takes. I think she just like also takes vacation like without getting paid or something. Because she did like 3 vacations already this year. It's a ski vacation, and into Turkey with an unknown person. Yeah, my mother is in a relationship, but she doesn't want to tell me. You know, it's like.
Is it better to say unknown person or like, oh, you don't know him?
I know.
Or how
she
does
just says like. Hey,
she's going solo. She's saying.
and she's not going solo. She says she's going with a friend, a colleague. And then she doesn't want to go further in that.
Yeah.
She's a colleague. You know, is a name? Yeah, it's.
Do you want to go further in that? Or is that
She doesn't want to she doesn't want to say that to me because she actually thinks that if it goes wrong, that she will hurt me because then she's also hurt, and when I see her hurt, then I'm hurt. Like we had a rough time together, like the whole echtscheiding and divorced her, I mean, was grave. But now we're actually better, and I'm hoping the best for her, and hoping that she'll actually get along with that guy or girl. I'm not discriminating here. She can do what she wants, but
with the girls.
With all the girls, you know. But yeah.
Would you be shocked? Probably.
I would be shocked, but like a positive shock or something. I wouldn't mind one bit if he does. I would like, damn, you didn't expect that, but yeah, you go. At least she doesn't have to make children anymore. She made me the most perfect child in the world.
Definitely.
Shout out to my mom.
No
if you ever see this, mom.
If the mother of Mats ever sees this, I'll pay you a kipje.
I'll pay you a kipje. She understands kipje.
Yeah?
She knows about the snack. I brought it once for her, but
yeah, I also went with my parents once, but they did not like
it. They didn't like it.
They didn't like I just rather have just a shawarma schotel
yeah,
or something.
exactly. It's just actually just a burger.
But it was also the appeal of being cheap, you know. It was a lot and cheap.
Yeah.
And for parents, it's like,
yeah,
I just want good food.
It doesn't give a good sign, you know. And parents want actually better food.
Yeah.
Then they also had the struggles when they were students, like eating only rice waffles and such. Because I don't know what kind of snack bars they were in my mother's time, but
probably also pita. I think.
I think just one pita zaak in Holding.
Yeah?
I think we didn't like Antwerp or something, or Belgium wasn't that multicultural.
Let's ask ChatGPT.
Let's ask them.
When did?
Then he's gonna give an answer like with the gold mines, all the all the Moroccans came here, and then the Moroccans. Why do I say Moroccans? Is it Moroccans?
When did pita sake came? Shit.
No, pita places.
Pita places.
Pita places.
Donor, durum, kebab places. And above question. I'm just being really lazy.
Yeah, I can see it, but I do it also a lot of times like this. But then he has to think, yeah, because now you're asking me difficult.
Wait.
To replace the pita zaken based on the reloaded question of donor turp kebab.
and then it's
I'm afraid, oei.
I don't have. Stop with this. I don't have access. We know it's before 2021. You know, we were already born.
I would ask the question like, when did Belgium became multicultural or something?
When did Belgium?
And if that doesn't work, then you have to guess when did the Turkish people came to Belgium? Several decades. 1960s, 1970s, Belgium actually recruited foreign workers, but Africans, Morocco, Turkey, and Africa. My mom was born in 1963, so actually they would have started.
But probably at the coal mine, no?
The coal mines.
The coal mines.
Okay, it's important.
Okay. I thought it was older.
This last sentence is very too political, you know.
He does that all the time.
But yeah, he's a biased bitch. In a good way. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was older, you know. Like...
Shout out to my left people.
We have one peep. And I don't even think Zoe is here. She's not answering. I wouldn't watch too, you know. I was just going through the questions, and I actually did this. It was also nice. Like I wrote down my goals for the weekend, and then
I have to show you something.
And then I went to reflect that.
I have to show you something.
You're doing the journaling.
Yes.
I'm just gonna do like a weekly journal thing for me on Monday, you know? Like just revisit.
This is actually a really nice journal because you start with a map, a matrix, a plan, a path, and then you divide these objectives that you also have to
with each part
in weeks, months, and so on and so on. So there's a map. What do you want? You start with relation, hobby, whatever you want. It's just a brainstorm, and then this. Then you divide this. Maybe there's you want to run a marathon, and then what do you have to do for that all? You have to just make the division in little steps, and then it becomes much easier. Because I also
Did you write this all?
no. This is just I didn't start yet, but I'm gonna start with it. Really.
Today?
No. The end of this week, this is finished. I'm gonna start then.
Okay.
100%.
This is all captured live on.
Captured live on the web. We'll come back next week when this is finished. You know. And it started, not finished, because like, I have to start in the middle.
You said you would finish it the whole the whole book.
Yeah, but you have to take 2 hours. 2 hours to start this. And here I start. Then. My dream.
And you do it for one idea, or is it?
Multiple objectives.
Allee, ik bedoel, do you have multiple? No. It's one go through, and then you can put.
It's a one go through with week planning. And here you have a pad.
Purpose is that like is that the ontwikkelaar?
Yeah, that's just the
name of the guy.
Tool, subtool, step. Now I see that you only have like one thing to divide in different steps, but I think they're more than that. And then you I've read the whole tutorial already, and then the planning, just write down also some week tasks. What was the upsides of the day, the downside, what you can learn to do. I think it's just really about journaling, and I'm gonna start to learn it. And I think this is the perfect book for me. I think
it's something you have to train a bit, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not something that's gonna be perfect from the start. Oh, well, I like it. Looks. Veranderen is een werkwoord.
Yeah, every month I get a new.
Every month.
Yeah, every month. And you have also month reflections, what you did that month, or the happy things of this.
Oké. Rust geeft ruimte om te presteren. Nee. Just memeing a bit, but it actually sounds nice to do.
Yeah, it was in promo. It was like 60% discount. It only cost like €12 this book. So really solid.
Yeah, it's good quality.
It's a good quality. So I had to take gold, you know.
The golden boy.
Golden boy. So yeah, that's
an elaborate like way of. More elaborate than this. This is just some goals I want to write down for the week, but yeah, for example, like promotion and dingen is like it's not something I can do in a week, so
no.
And I just want to like highlight, okay, this one was good, this one was maybe okay, this one I did not do, and I can give it like a scoring, like, oh, this was a solid week, it's a C, and then I can say I had some unexpected, whatever.
Unexpected things to do. That. Okay.
I'm just trying to, I don't know, just see my own progress. I think it's good to see.
That's also it. For me, it's actually too, because I have a lot of ideas to start, and just to write these things down, because there's most of the time, like, to start these things, it's too much chaos in my head, and I think this one will help, like, to give me some clearance.
It's gonna be difficult to get this started though, but once you get into that. I should have
started this weekend already, but I went to a bar.
No, I think the end of the week is perfect, and it's like the new month is gonna start next week, so.
Exactly.
I would just make.
That's the plan.
The plan.
Right, my overschotel is ready.
Alright, have a nice meal. No, I don't know what I wanted to say. I wanted to say something about tomorrow, but yeah, we'll see just tomorrow, I guess. Right, have a nice meal. Alright, that was maths for you guys. Alright, so let's do the. So we have this one. Why is it 22 questions here? Oh, okay. Let's just take this out. Boom, boom, boom. Market research. Okay, that's good. Can I get this one? Okay, like this. All right, I think this one is good. So if my focus groups and business model that I explained some more. So this is a questionnaire. So this one we can like this. Okay. Prepare questions. Okay, so this one is the last thing we're gonna do today. We're gonna make some questions for the other podcast. So this is progress, weekly progress. Okay, and then this one is the topics. Okay, so we want to talk about saying goodbye. How do people deal with the loss of friends and family? Can and should we ever let go of these thoughts and feelings? I want to create at least several questions for them, and the time we still have to announce. Yeah, this can also be. So okay, how do I want to do this? Let me think about it. I think I want to use the Google Books. What was it? Talk to Books. Talk to Books, Google Books. I'm getting in there, you know. Okay. How to deal with the loss of a friend or family member. Yeah. What is this? Express your sympathy and sadness for the loss. And this is pretty bad. Pretty bad suggestion. Our bodies, ourselves, pregnancy and birth. Why is it all such weird books? Winning your wife back before it's too late. Whether she's left physically or emotionally, all that matters is. Let's read this chapter. Where does it start? Maybe on grief and grieving. Wait, no. Is this the beginning? Depression. Each story is just one example of how little by little we withdraw our energy from the loss and begin to invest in it in life. We put the loss into perspective, learning how to remember our loved ones and commemorate the loss. We start to form new relationships or put more time into old ones. Finding acceptance may be just having more good days than bad. As we begin to live again and enjoy our life, we often feel that in doing so we are betraying our loved one. We can never replace what has been lost, but we can make new connections, new meaningful relationships, new interdependencies. Instead of denying our feelings, we listen to our needs, we move, we change, we grow, we evolve. We may start to reach out to others and become involved in their lives. We invest in our friendships and in our relationships with ourselves. Okay. This actually looks like a good book. So I like this sentence. Finding acceptance may be just having more good days than bad. I cannot copy this, right? Where is ChatGPT? Oh, we have a viewer. Somebody joined. How can I get text from PDF? How do I get text from PDF on the website that does allow for highlight? Maybe I can do that indeed. So if I do Ctrl P. of course. That's how it gets us. A web scraper. Oh, okay, so we're not getting it. That's for sure. So let's just go your loss. Okay. So first question. Do you appreciate a person more when he or she is dead? I think it's a very common question, this one. Okay. It's not really a question, but I think it's just an interesting passage that I want to ask, or at least show them. Hey. So what book was I? This one. This was a pretty good one. Finding the meaning of grief through the 5 stages. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Do you always have to go through the 5 stages? Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. You always have to go through the 5 stages in order to wonder. So that's the second question. I think I'll just put this one a bit lower. Third question. Why would at what point does that become meaningful for you? So I mean by that is, for example, if a colleague of you might die, it can be pretty meaningful, but if some random hobo on the street dies, I guess it has a different meaning for you than when somebody close to you dies. So do you appreciate a person more when he or she is dead? Do you always have to go through the 5 stages? At what point does a death become meaningful for you? This can actually be interpreted in a different way. Like, for example, you can say like in the begin phases, it's not that meaningful to you because you're like denying and angry and you're like, oh, this is not really how it's supposed to go and blah blah blah. Well, I guess it's already meaningful for you back then, but I don't know. Sometimes you can get through you can get through emotions, I would say, and at some point it becomes meaningful, at least for me. Like, I'm not the guy with the most emotions always, especially with people dying, but at some point there are emotions or meaning for me or other persons, I think, when somebody dies. Let's see if we can find some other books that are interesting. So this one was a pretty good one. On grieving. Maybe I have to save this one. Oh, what am I doing? Copy. Boom. Ups again. Okay. Let's see some other books. Human design. Looks a bit more scientific. I like it. Hopefully it's like destructing some things. Where can I look at it? Science of self-employment, empowerment. They come from the root word pathos, which means feeling. Okay. And sympathy means with, and the prefix M in empathy means within. Okay. To have sympathy means to identify with others in their hurt or suffering. When we're sympathetic, we say that we feel for the plight or the loss of another person. When friends or family members experience the death of a loved one, for example, we send sympathy cards, blah, blah, blah. When we're sympathetic towards other beings, we're observers, longing to stand with them and support them in their experience. We sometimes say that we can only imagine what such a loss may feel like, and when we say this, our statement is completely accurate. Because love, okay, so Looks like a pretty boring book actually. Well, okay, this doesn't look too good of a book. See the next one. Fundamentals of Nursing. Gonna skip that one. Quality care to the end of life. Maybe I can find a good question with this one. Where is it about AIDS? Wait, but I want to see that one. Grief work is a dynamic process that is not time limited and predictable. Those left behind might never get over the loss, but rather find a place for it in their life and create new relationship with their loved one through memories. Families and partners of patients with AIDS may experience disenfranchised grief, defined as the grief that persons experience when they incur a loss that is not openly acknowledged, publicly mourned, or socially supported. Warden has identified the tasks of grieving as accepting the reality of the dead, experiencing the pain of grief, adjusting to a changed physical, emotional, and social environment in which the deceased is missing. Yeah, okay. I'm not getting too much further with this book. Let's see if we can find another book on grief. Brought by a person who's died and the people around them can leave children. Aha, maybe I can do this. How would wat zegt je? A dead occurrence be how different be for a child versus an adult? I think that's also one. I think we can go pretty deep on this ones. At what point does a death become meaningful for you? I don't know what I mean by this. Maybe it's not a good question. At what point does a death become meaningful for you? At what point does a death have meaning? Maybe benefits is a better word. It's a very difficult word to use here, but At what point does a death have benefits for you? So at what point can you say, okay, because of this person dying, I might have seen these kind of things differently in life, or I might have gone this path because of it. You don't know, there's like a lot of things that can be beneficial to a death. It's difficult to say, but it's definitely something there. Alright, let's see if we can find a last question here in the books. The best way to honor our memory is to leave off grieving and get on with life. Stoic joy. Through a season of grief. From mourning to joy. Oof. Counseling for maternal and newborn healthcare, a handbook for building skills. Health communication in the 21st century. Okay. One way to do this is through the use of mourning rituals that simultaneously acknowledge what has been lost, allow teens to work through the emotional stages of loss, receive validation from a community of goodbye. Teens who hurt, clinical interventions to break the cycle of adolescent violence. Okay, I think that's not a good book that I want to quote. Accept the reality of the loss, talking about the death with supportive family and others, participating in vigil, viewing the body, attending. That's maybe a good question. Last good question. No, let's do a more philosophical ending. So let's end with what would you where do you believe a soul goes after a person dies? I think we can go deep in that one. Yeah, I think these are 5 decently good questions, I think. I might have other ones, but I think these ones are more like guiding questions that we can use to steer the direction of the conversation in a certain way. But it doesn't mean that we cannot say other questions. So I think for now, I think this one is pretty good. We're at the end of the search, so I think we did a lot today. I'm probably gonna end it here because it's just 2 hours long. I see you have 1 viewer. Shout out to the 1 viewer. You're a real one. You're listening to me not doing anything. So, yeah. respect. Yeah, so for the day we just did the goals for the week. We're gonna do some reflection afterwards for each week, and then next week we'll make new goals, and then we'll reflect on the previous week. And then we also did the questions and then the questionnaire about startup. So these were questions for turning a startup or an idea into a startup and what you have to think about. So these 3 things we did today, I'm pretty happy with that. This one we can also write off. And then we just have to focus on this ones for the next days. Anyways, it's been a fun episode. I know it's not the most interesting for people, but yeah, I just like to use it as a diary or a vlog, whatever. Just something that I can look upon and just be busy with, so that I can get through the Monday at least, the most difficult day of the week. We all know it. It's true. But anyways, see you guys, and girl or Zoe, or maybe not Zoe, or maybe somebody else.